want to talk now about some of the design features as well as operational features of the truck so that you can get a better handle on how some of these things go together and how you can optimize your performance as a spray technician, because obviously that's what this is all about. And this truck is designed specifically with that in mind. So one of the things that you might note as you look at the truck in any kind of detail is the fact that these high pressure lines that are on the truck are actually larger than what's called for by the pump. We actually go to the next size larger hose on all our high pressure and supply lines to make sure that we're moving the maximum amount of liquid and the maximum amount of pressure through the system and ultimately to the hose reels. So in the front of the truck we have a 300-foot of 3/4 inch hose, and you see it has a special adapter to help with rolling the hose up onto the hose reel. And then in the back we have 1/2 inch hose, 400 feet. So, and here again, it's designed to help you roll it up from standing below, but it's great to pull out because you can go over tops of things as you pull the hoses out. The buttons are right here for this hose and back here for this hose, so you won't confuse them with anything else. In the center here we have a 12-gallon gas tank. Gas tanks that come on Honda engines are not all that large. You would spend half of your day refilling the gas tank. But you do need to get to it. So we put in this great pair of steps that gets you right up where you need to go. There's also a sight tube right here so you can see how much gas is in it. And you can easily get up to take the lid off and fill this unit with gas. With 12 gallons, you may be able to go the whole week, or at least a few days. Maybe you won't have to go get gas any more often than you get diesel fuel for your truck. The next thing I'd like to talk about is the actual hoses themselves and how we've designed, first of all, quick connects so that regardless of the size of the hose, the quick connects are all the same size. So you can use any gun on any hose reel. There's also a special end on the hose. We call it a field repairable hose end. This unit right here. This unit actually comes apart right here in this area. The larger part screws onto the outside of the hose. The smaller part screws into the inside of the hose, making a watertight fit. But if for some reason you would get a cut in your hose or a break someplace and you need to make a repair in the field, with 2 adjustable wrenches you can easily take this fitting apart, cut the hose off where you need to, and put this back together in 5 minutes or less. You'd be ready to go. So this is a tremendous benefit for the technician in the field if anything happens with a hose reel. Another thing I'd like to point out is this truck has 4 lights, including lights right over top of the manifold here. These LED lights, one covers the manifolds, one covers the back storage area, which we'll get to. There's another light right over this mixing area where the ejector tank is. And then there's another light on the other side where there's a lot of storage. So if you happen to do night applications, you're going to have plenty of light to work regardless of what the conditions. Let's talk about the real workhorse of this truck. This is a Gamma 242 made by Udor, 60 gallons a minute, 700 psi, and this pump spins at maximum output at 800 revolutions per minute. So this pump is really moving. It's pumping a lot of liquid at very high pressure. And as you can see, we have high pressure lines on this. This is a 2000 psi high pressure line that goes over to the pressure manifold on the other side. As far as maintenance on this particular item, there's a coupler right behind the pump that in order to do the maintenance on the heads on either side, you just disconnect that coupler, take off these 4 bolts, the whole thing slides right out. So from a mechanic's standpoint, this is a very easy pump to do your annual maintenance programs on. You can see we have an oversized 2-inch filter here. The way this works is that you turn this yellow knob and it locks a valve in the back to limit the amount of liquid that will come out of here. So then I can take this out. About that much liquid will come out. And then I can take the ring, and it's on really tight because this is often where you get your suction leaks from, where you get your air bubbles going through your system and your poor performance. But you can just spin that off. This whole thing comes out. You can clean out your filter and then put it back together. You need to also make sure that this goes in and seals tightly, because if this comes shooting out, here again, it's under some pretty significant pressure. Talking about the filter up here, this is the filter for the Kappa Delta 75 for the 20 gallon per minute pump. Same concept, little smaller. We also include, since this is inside the truck, we also include this catch basin so that when you open this and take this out, you're going to catch all the liquid right in here so you're not making a mess inside of your truck. The other thing is we have 10 strobe lights all around the top of the truck. Last year we did put some strobe lights on your trucks, both front and rear, but I know some offices like a little bit better visibility, particularly from the side. So this year we added a full array of 10 strobe lights all around the top perimeter of the body. One of the biggest complaints that technicians have is lack of storage. And we think we've done an excellent job of solving that particular problem for arborists today. This particular unit, you've got 4 foot high of storage. You have a great adjustable shelf here, and let me point out how that works. These bolts right here, and there's bolts up in the shelf on each of these tracks, that if you loosen that bolt, this whole shelf slides up and down to whatever height that you need to have it at. In addition, and I mentioned this on the shelving unit up front, there's these dividers that can put in every 4 inches, you can put a divider in. And as I said, if you need more dividers, you can easily order more dividers. If you need a second shelf, you can order a second shelf. So we want to make sure you're well taken care of as far as storage is concerned.